ocean and I'm miles away. Somehow I feel like recently I found my way.
Welcome back to the Zach Knows Podcast. I'm Zach Collins. And Super Bowl weekend is upon us. But the NBA is trying to take away from that. And y'all know I'm a football player. I love football, but I definitely have something to talk about on there too. But let's start it off with just once again a recap of what's coming up. Basketball team making their Alabama trip this weekend. They play Alabama A&M first, and then turn around and double back play Alabama State on Monday. So I looked into these games. Obviously, our men's team is on an 8-0 winning streak, looking to turn that to 10-0 by the end of the weekend. I looked and seen, I want to say Alabama A&M is 4-1 in these last couple of games. Excuse me. They're 4-1 in these last couple of games, so it's going to be a solid game. I still obviously see us coming out with a victory over both of them. I just want to be able to figure out somebody to become a rebounding presence on our team. That's my biggest issue. I don't like the fact that my point guard has to get 14 rebounds every game or 11 rebounds in his triple-doubles, things like that, or his double-doubles because he has 5 double-doubles. I'm sure that's going to continue. But I just want to see us have bigs that play big. 15 gives us a good double-digit points here and there, but I want to see him actually play big. And if he's not going to play big, put somebody in there like Tristan Wallace, basically just because he's going to out-physical anybody that comes on the court that tries to play with him. Now, along with our girls, I just want to see us continue to be able to feed Shayla Dobbins, with her being our most prolific scorer, with her being a senior, with her understanding what it takes to lead, because we are about to, following this Alabama part of the schedule, we are flipping back to, sorry about that, but with us getting back into these teams where we already played them, where we already know what's coming, I want to see her be able to get in her best rhythm possible for us to be able to make this second push within the second round of SWAC games leading into the SWAC tournament, because the month of February is extremely crucial to what we have going into tournament and seeing if we do have a chance to make the overall tournament in the end. Now, sticking with the basketball theme, obviously this is the middle right before trade deadline being February 7th, All-Star weekend being the week after that. So with us being right there in the thick of things, playoff race, things like that, it's a lot of things swirling around. You had the Kyrie rumors to New York, KD rumors to New York. We just got the trade from New York, sending Porzingis to go play with Luka. New York receiving Dennis Smith Jr. And that's something that's always been said under the radar, is that there is an extreme rift between Dennis Smith and Luka. Both of them being really young kids, both of them having an ego and not understanding the balance of everything. That was an issue as far as for the city and as far as for understanding whose team it really is. And with basketball being only 5 people, you have to understand that the balance of understanding, is this my team or is this your team? Are you going to get this shot? Are you going to lead us up the court? Are you going to take over every time? I kind of felt they would lean towards Luka just because he's similar to the stars they had previously in Dirk, who isn't going to be all in the media. His flamboyancy is strictly court driven. Like, he isn't going to be outside of himself. And I think Dennis Smith Jr. will, as his career goes, he'll become more vocal and he'll start to express certain things that may not align with Mark Cuban, may not align with the Dallas Mavericks agenda, to say, do I have an issue with the trade? No. Do I think both parties came out with some form of validation? I would say so. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I'm trading DeAndre Jordan and Dennis Smith Jr. for Porzingis, I would have been like, okay, I'm ready for that, because DeAndre Jordan can't make a free throw. Now he's finally found his niche, finally getting up his percentage to the 60s, which is a testament to him and his ability to see his issue, attack his issue, and make it better. But if they ultimately made this decision knowing that they're giving Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who cares if you lose Porzingis? Because he has been injured 2 of the last 3 seasons fully. And the Knicks franchise, I would say, ever since they made that mega trade for Carmelo Anthony, haven't been the same. That trade really demoralized the franchise, especially following him leaving and everything that happened with that. They weren't able to really get a superstar that they felt would go with Carmelo. And now I think they did the same thing with Porzingis. Nobody really wanted to play with Porzingis. And the hysteria around New York basketball, New York Knicks basketball specifically, was no longer there. And I feel like now, with the looming Kevin Durant coming in free agency, with Kyrie Irving saying he doesn't owe anybody shit because of however he feels, that just more tells you about the Boston locker room, how they're not really seeing eye to eye, how they understand that everything is coming to an end. And that's the thing that I don't think fans realize. They think just because they have these good young players that, oh, they're going to go to the championship 10 plus years. They're going to, don't get me wrong, Boston is going to be an amazing contender in the East for a long time, simply because it's really 3 teams: Toronto, Boston, and Philly. But as far as being a champion, if Kyrie leaves, that's going to be detrimental. If Kyrie leaves and goes to New York and teams up with KD, that's going to be huge for what's going on in the East. That's going to be a pivotal change. But it also tells you, like, everything that's happening in Boston, them not winning. Winning cures all. And when they stopped winning, when he understood that it was going to be his coach's way or no way, I think Kyrie is starting to feel himself. When he makes comments about him missing LeBron and missing everything that LeBron taught him, that's an issue. For me, my biggest issue with Kyrie is just he's real flaky. He wants to be with LeBron. He doesn't want to be with LeBron. He wants his own team. He doesn't want his own team. He says he misses veteran leadership, and he felt like he basically stuck his finger at LeBron because he wanted to do it his own way. And how he sees the grass isn't always greener. He did have an opportunity to go to the championship year in and year out. And now he missed it last year, but he was hurt. And now he's not getting in the rhythm. Now he's not with a team that sees the championship as a viable option or doesn't have the mentality of getting through the season in order to reach the pinnacle. And now it's starting to eat at him. So now he wants a change of scenery again, and he feels like he doesn't owe Boston anything, which I think is wrong, because when you had somebody that gave Boston their all, you shipped him out. And now he's been in 3 different places. Now he's not even starting. And you just, like, everything, you reap what you sow. Everything you did in spite of Isaiah Thomas, you're getting it back. Has Danny Ainge made some mistakes? Definitely. But will this hurt Boston? No. Do I think AD is going to get traded to Boston over LA? That's a very legitimate idea. That's a very legitimate idea. One, because they're not in the same conference. Boston has the pieces to be able to make that trade. And I think with the talent the Pelicans could receive for his services, I think that'll help them more than them just sending it to somebody in the West who's just going to be another big conglomerate of players coming together. So I could see him coming to Boston, but even then, I don't think he's going to sign. I don't think players see the same thing around Boston anymore. Even though they do have the most championships ever, it is this real basketball-driven city. And no, I'm not including New England there just because I'm just not. But yeah, do I think he's going to go to the Lakers now? No. Do I think he ultimately will? Yes. But they're not going to let him go right now. Do I think Kyrie will re-sign with the Celtics? Not a chance in hell. Not a chance. Because his ego has gotten into the way. His ego has put him into this place of being back into that feeling he had prior to LeBron coming back to Cleveland. And that's the biggest issue with me is just he's seen how it is with LeBron. He's seen how it is without LeBron. He's seen what can happen when it's his own team. And he can see that he's not the staple. Like, the Celtics didn't need Kyrie in order to reach certain places. So he feels slighted in a sense. But you haven't been able to be healthy at any point in your career. So why would you think a franchise would always just hold on to that? They don't have to. But if I'm Boston, am I giving up Jason Tatum for anything? No. Not a chance. Not for a year and a half of Anthony Davis? No. Not when he's going to be the best three in the league whenever Kevin Durant retires? No. I'm not giving Jason Tatum up for anything. So if that's in the equation, no. Do I care about Jaylen Brown? No. Do I care about Terry Rozier? No. Do I care about who else? Do I care about the picks we get? No, because they don't. Just because Danny Ainge has been picking good doesn't mean he can't go bust in the next 3 drafts. That's just how life works. You can only sustain greatness for so long. You can only have the luck of going in your favor for so long. That's my rant on that. I love both sides of the Knick trade. Obviously, if they're able to secure 2 max players, then 2 players that can come in and restore the feeling of New York basketball, then yes, they made the deal. But am I just giving up Porzingis for Dennis Smith Jr.? No, not at all. Just not. Am I glad that my city is finally making strides again to do something in basketball? Yes. Will I be a fan? No. I'm still a Boston fan. Am I happy for them to have something to cheer for? Yes. But same issue I have with Kyrie, same issue I have with Porzingis. They're both injury prone. They both have immense talent, but they don't never really tap into it because they get in their own way. Whatever reason being that they're injured, and they're not available. And when I can't use you, it's no point in having you. It's just my opinion. Now, enough of that basketball talk, because obviously it doesn't look like I hoop. But no, now we get into what matters the most. Well, no, we'll wait. We'll go to awards weekend. Who do I think should get the Rookie of the Year? Baker Mayfield, without question. That's not me being a Browns bias. That's just when a franchise has, what, I want to say maybe 4 wins in 3 years, 1 win in 2 years, and you turn around and have 7, your first real playing action, you bring your team back from 14-0 against somebody who was projected to be the Rookie of the Year, and you think that he doesn't deserve this opportunity just because of how freakishly athletic and gifted Saquon Barkley is? Not a chance. Rookie of the Year in any other year would easily go to Saquon Barkley. 2,000 yards from scrimmage, 1,000-yard rusher. He had the ability. I think he had the most catches from a rookie running back ever. Saquon Barkley has an amazing case. An amazing case. But you don't shift the culture. You don't shift the team of utter crap and not get awarded for it. Pepsi gave him the little Rookie of the Year, their Rookie of the Year award, and rightfully so. I feel like he should have got it. But the NFL honors, the NFL itself needs to give it to Baker. Is Saquon a better athlete than Baker? No, head over heels. Did he have a solid season? Yes. But same way he set a record, same way Baker Mayfield set the passing touchdown record of 27 touchdowns. He passes Russell Wilson and Peyton Manning. It's a different feeling. And it's something that you have to be able to experience in order to talk about it. Whenever you know when somebody is a culture shifter, then you would understand what is happening. So, rookie of the year, I'm giving that to Baker Mayfield. But if Saquon gets it, I won't be upset. Quentin Nelson should definitely be into the mix because he is a part of the. He shifted one of the worst lines in the league to one of the best lines in the league. He became a top 5 guard in the league. He had an interview where he speaks about his issues, and that made me just respect him that much more, for him to be able to understand that his game has to grow immensely for him to be at the level he wants to be, of him being behind Zach Martin and people like that. So that just made me understand that he gets it. He's one of those players that definitely gets it. Okay, so you got Rookie of the Year. You got, Comeback Player of the Year, Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck sitting out a couple years, being back in form. Didn't like the way he performed against Kansas City, but that doesn't change what he's done this season. Everything that I feel like he's accomplished, him being able to come back and ultimately not miss a beat. Does he have mechanical issues? Does he have problems that he needs to fix? Yes, but he's going into the prime of his career. He's playing with the best O-line he has. Does he have the weapons? He has a tight end now to coincide with T.Y. Hilton? Yes. Do I see this organization moving forward? Yes. So, Comeback Player of the Year, him. Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. Should Aaron Donald be in the MVP candidacy? Yes, without a doubt. Do I think he's going to get it? No. It's a quarterback-driven league. We've seen a quarterback that we've never seen before. Somebody to be just athletic as Russell Wilson, as accurate as Aaron Rodgers, and somebody who has the gunslinging mentality of Brett Favre with Odell Beckham hair. Like, they haven't seen it. And the funniest voice you could ever imagine. It's like he's still caught in puberty. Let me fix that up. My fault, y'all. It's a lot of moving around I'm doing. But yeah. No. Do I think should Patrick Mahomes be the MVP? Yes. Alex Smith had the same offense. They only went 10-6. Put this man directly in the offense. And what happens? Then they go, 13-3, 12-4. Home field throughout the playoffs. He went from scoring nothing in the first half to 31 points in the second half. And he is the future of the NFL. Him. Deshaun Watson. Baker Mayfield. Those type of quarterbacks. The days of everybody just standing in the pocket, just you building the pocket. No, you're gonna move. You're gonna have to. These is world class athletes. You can't just stand there and think that your line is gonna block them for 4 seconds when they can't. Because me running forward and you moving side to side, I'm going to beat you eventually. So, yes, Patrick Mahomes should get the MVP. Coach of the Year, nah. Coach of the Year. They want the offense coordinator for the Bears, things like that. I would say offensive coordinator for the Chiefs did amazing. He didn't even get offered the job. That is absurd. But that's the world we live in. But no. I would say who gets Coach of the Year? I want to say McVay, but I feel like McVay got it last year. Just for him to be able to ultimately turn his team around from being a laughing stock of the league ever since the greatest show on turf to being a formidable opponent. And Walter Payton Man of the Year award, I just commend all the candidates in general for them to be able to do that. For them to be able to do that in general. So whoever wins that, congrats to them. But now we on to what I really care about. And that's the Super Bowl. Patriots matching up against Patriots offense matching up against the Rams defense, position by position, matchup by matchup, I'm going to take the Rams defense. Do I think it's anybody on the Patriots offense that can block Aaron Donald one-on-one? Not a chance. Not a chance. Do I think Aaron Donald has to have an amazing game for them to win the Super Bowl? Yes. Do I think Aaron Donald is going to have that amazing game in the Super Bowl? Yes. Todd Gurley just played terrible in the NFC Championship game. He's going to be ready to go. They are going to hand the ball off. That's not what we're talking about first. I think that the Rams defense will be able to stop Brady. I think Wade Phillips will put in wrinkles. I think he will look back in instances where he did good, and he will look back in instances where it didn't go so good for him. And I think they have the talent to win. And that's in my Marcus Peters voice of, I think we ain't done yet. Marcus Peters being probably my favorite corner just because he doesn't care who he's talking to. He's going to talk his talk. And I love it. You gotta believe in yourself. Chris Hogan, Edelman, whoever they want to, like, the only matchup issue that they have is Gronk. Gronk being a matchup terror for anybody. I think they're going to cloud Gronk. I think they're going to put their best two on. They're going to let Keeb take Hogan. I'm putting Marcus in the slot against Edelman. And I'm putting two on Gronk. Because we don't need 5, 6, 7 to pressure the quarterback. We can send it. But Dante Fowler, top 10 pick. And Ndamukong Suh, all pro. Aaron Donald, all world. Michael Rockers come in. Like, the talent is there. The depth is not. The biggest thing that the Rams are going to have to do on defense is getting the Patriots off the field. Because the Rams defense is not predicated off depth. It's predicated off superstars. So for them to be able to win this game, they have to get Brady off of the field. Can he have late drives? Yes. But can you go every drive of 10, 12, 15 plays and think you're going to beat the Patriots? No. Do they have the talent to stifle the Patriots? Yes. Do I think they're going to win the game? Yes. Yes, I'm picking the Rams. Now moving along to the offense. Back to what I was saying. Todd Gurley had a terrible game in the NFC Championship. They were still able to pull it out. Do I trust Jared Goff more than Tom Brady? No. Not at all. Not at all. But do I think he'll manage the game and be able to make the plays? Yes. Do I think McVay will overthink? No. See, youth is always a factor. But youth is only a factor if you think it in your head. Meaning, McVay just doesn't see himself as, oh, I'm 33, he's 63. No. He's been in the NFL like his entire life. So this moment won't ever be too big for him. He's coached with great coaches. He's coached against great coaches. Has it been a Super Bowl? No. But you can correlate that. And then whenever you can make a big game seem as though it's another game, but also understanding the importance of what's going on, that's a recipe for success. He's gotten this far. It's not a fluke. He had a winning season last year as well. So I don't think the moment will be too big for him. Do I think the Patriots defense also has a recipe to stop them? Yes. But ultimately, you get here by defense. And if we go position by position, just because all of the Patriots defense is the same, as far as weight, size, metrics, whatever you want to call it, that doesn't mean much to me. I'm still going to take the fact that I think the Rams are going to win. What I want to see is them handing the ball off to Todd Gurley 30 times. What's going to happen is he'll probably get 20 carries. But I just don't want Goff in the game forcing issues. I don't want him to think that he has to win his game because he doesn't. If his safety blanket was there, Cooper Cup, if he was there, granted, yeah, then you can make it happen. But don't force the issue. Allow Brandon Cooks to make plays. Allow Josh Reynolds to get open. But don't feel like you have to force it to them. Don't feel like you have to make these throws because you're in this game, because you're on the stage. You don't have to do that. Just play your game. Do you do what got you here? In a sense, you do what got you here. But if you think that you are just going to do everything that got you here and think that you're not playing the greatest coach of all time and he's not going to know that when you're in trips or bunch to the field, you're going to do this, or when you send Robert Woods in motion, he's going to get the reverse, or it's a fake, or they're going to know that. And they can know that. They can know all of that. But you have to be able to make plays when the play is available. You have to be able to have the confidence to make those plays because I'm going to be honest with you. If Nick Foles can beat the Patriots, then why can't Jared Goff? Honestly, Nick Foles a 4th-round pick. Jared Goff, number 1 overall, or whatever he went. He's the 1st round. Like, no, Jared Goff, you've been prepped for this stage. You didn't just get here. But don't get outside yourself, and you'll be fine. You have top 3 running back, arguably one of the best, arguably the best, behind you. Feed him. Feed him. Yes, your offensive line is going to have to step up. Yes, they're going to play some mammoths. Yes, Danny Shelton, the Brown kid, things of that nature. Yes, is Dante Hightower a beast? Without a doubt. Is Stephon Gilmore a bump and run, and he's seen everything Brandon Cooks does in one-on-ones? Yes. But should you be afraid of that? No. The same way the same way Stephon Gilmore played Brandon Cooks played Stephon Gilmore. And I'm sure it wasn't one-sided either way. They're both all-pro players. They both make an insane amount of money. They both know their role. And we ain't even talking about Red. Just, of course, I can't go against Red in the Super Bowl. I already went against him in the NFC Championship. I picked him against the Cowboys. I picked him in certain games. I can't go. That's my teammate. That's ultimately part of the reason I picked him. But in all honesty, I just like the matchups in favor of the Rams. I love Keeve on the outside. I love the fact that typically defense are either front 7 driven or back end driven. This team at 3 levels is able to make the plays. Will there be times where the Patriots offense beat up the defense? Yes, because like I told you, they aren't as deep as they should be. But do I think that's going to hurt them? No, because I think they're going to get them off the field. Do I have a score for you? No. What I want it to be, 24-17. Do I think Rams defense is good enough or Wade Phillips is good enough to hold them to 17 points? Yeah. But yeah, I don't see the Rams losing this game. Now, go on. Let's look at it from the other side. That's me speaking to you from the Rams' perspective. What am I thinking as Tom Brady? Y'all thought we wasn't going to get here. Y'all didn't think I'd beat Patrick Mahomes. Y'all thought it was Phillip Rivers' year to win. And he feeds off of every negative thing and turns into a positive. Is he the GOAT if he wins this game? Yes. He's the GOAT if he doesn't win this game. But this is not going to tarnish his record. Do I think he's going to play good? Yes. That's me saying the Rams are going to stop him. You can contain somebody, and they could still be themselves. Kyler Murray had 300 passing yards against Alabama. It didn't look like he did. That's just the honest to God truth. It didn't look like he did. But that's just how it happens. I'm just ready to watch the game and then come back and talk about it. So, I know I said I was going to be Thursday, but This is what happened. I will definitely be back Tuesday morning. This is Zach Knows Podcast. I'm Zach Collins. Make sure y'all share this. Follow me on Twitter. Zach is great _. Like, subscribe. Thank you.